Welcome to your Dairy Day Camp. Today we're at New Day Dairy near Clarksville, Iowa. Follow me, let's go take a tour.
And I'm Lynn Bowling. Welcome to New Day Dairy. There's a large variety of ways to milk cows, from robots to parlors to stanchion barns. Here at New Day Dairy, we milk our cows with the help of Rita the robot. This doesn't necessarily mean that we have less work to do, but that our family farm can milk a few more cows than we otherwise would without much outside help. Rita uses a 3D camera and a laser, as well as her memory of each cow's udder, to know where to put on each of the 4 milking cups. When a cow first comes in, the first thing that happens is that each of her 4 teats are cleaned to make sure that there's no bits of sand or anything else left behind on them. As well, it's a signal for the cows to let them know that they're going to be milked very soon. Next, she takes and puts on each of the 4 milkers. Each one of a cow's 4 teats is connected to a separate quarter, which means that each one of those quarters has its own specific amount of milk. That means that Rita can also sense when a quarter of milk is done being milked, and that teacup gets detached. This helps ensure that each cow gets that personalized attention that she needs. When Rita is all done milking the cow, the prep cup as well as each of the milking cups gets steam sanitized, ensuring that they're fresh and clean for each cow that comes to visit Rita. Rita's at work milking cows 24/7, but she does get a little break 3 times a day. 3 times a day, we make sure that she gets cleaned for 20 minutes. Everything gets sanitized with hot water, ensuring that all of the pieces and parts keep your milk clean and healthy so that it can arrive to you ready to drink. How does Rita know which cow has come to visit her? Each cow wears a special anklet that's kind of like a Fitbit. It has a special RFID tag in it and helps Rita know when that cow comes in who has come to visit her. Dan is able to look on the computer system to find out so much information about each one of these cows. It will tell them how much milk each cow has made, remind him of when they last had their last calf, and even when they're ready to get pregnant again to have another calf. It also helps him remember, like doctor records, if they've been sick or if they've needed anything else from the vet. He can check back and see what's happened. Rita will even keep track of what we call the somatic cell count, which is basically helps us determine if a cow is getting sick a little bit early before we might otherwise notice it. We are farmer owners of Prairie Farms, which is a farmer-owned cooperative. That means that we've joined with other farmers to help pool our milk together so that someone else who knows more about how to make cheese and yogurt and all of those products are able to do that with our milk and help it to end up on your table. When a baby calf is born, that calf receives their specific mother's milk for at least the first 3 days. That special milk is called colostrum and gives that calf all of the nutrients and immunity that it needs to get a great head start in life. Rita actually knows specifically which cow comes in and what she needs to do to make sure that that milk gets diverted to these special red containers. From there, we can take that special colostrum and feed the baby calves with it. Here on the farm, calves are kept in separate hutches for the first 6 to 8 weeks of their life. This ensures that we can keep a real close eye on them. We can catch if they're getting sick quickly to make sure that they don't spread it to another calf and that we can get them the treatment that they need. This also helps us make sure that we know that they're getting enough to eat and enough to drink. I always like to think about it like the nursery at a daycare. You want to make sure that you have a real close eye on the little babies. But as they grow, you don't need quite so many eyes on each one of those toddlers or preschoolers, just like here on our farm. After those first 8 to 12 weeks in an individual calf hut, we move them up into preschool, which is group housing. Usually 4 to 6 calves learn what it's like to live together with other calves. They have to learn to make sure to be able to fend for themselves while getting their food and their water. And eventually, after a few months in, quote, preschool, they combine with another preschool class and enter elementary school in a group of 10 or 12. From there, they're either living at the original farmstead or at Dan's aunt and uncle's house before coming back to the farm around 2 years old when they have their first calf. Here on the farm, a baby calf is named with the same first letter that the mama's first letter of the mama's name is. So if the first letter of the mama's name is Missile, her baby calf will also start with an M. Here on the farm, Dan mixes up a big batch of feed for the cows and delivers it once each day. First, he takes big scoops of silage and haylage and dumps them in the big blue mixer. I like to consider it a big salad mixer. Next, he takes it over and fills it up with special grain and minerals, and even puts a little dressing on the salad. That's the molasses, a little something sweet for the girls. The cows actually have their own nutritionist who comes and visits them every 2 weeks. He makes sure that what they're eating is what they need for their nutrition to keep them healthy. He checks their manure to make sure that they're able to digest everything. I know that my cows are definitely eating a better balanced, nutritious diet than I do some days at home. The cows get a little treat when they come to visit Rita the robot. We like to consider it a granola snack. It has protein and carbohydrates in it, and each cow gets their own personalized individual amount. So if they're milking more, they get more of it, and if they're not milking quite as much, they get a little bit less. It's one of the main reasons that they want to come visit the robot. Some cows like to come visit Rita the robot lots of times during the day because they want that special snack treat. But if it's been only an hour or two since they got milked, Rita kicks them right back out and says, "Sorry, honey, it's not time yet for you to come get milked." Most of them can only come get milked every 4 to 6 hours. Our cows actually eat off plates. That's right. Where their feed gets dumped each day has porcelain tile. That means they can lick their plates clean without any concern of rough concrete on their tongues. Did you know that a cow drinks a bathtub full of water every single day? That means that on our farm, we have to be really aware of how we use the natural resource of water. Here on our farm, the water's first journey helps cool down the milk that comes out of the cow at the cow's body temperature at over 100 degrees. First, that water helps cool that milk down so that it stays shelf stable and ready for you to consume at home. That water then heads out to the cows' waterers so they can drink that full bathtub full of water. One question we get asked quite a bit is if our cows ever go out on pasture. And it turns out that they don't. They have the perfect environment here in our barn. On a hot summer day, they get the cool shade of the barn, plus huge fans moving that air all around. I know I, for one, would rather be here in the barn than out in that hot, hot sun. In the winter, the barn isn't necessarily toasty warm, but a cow doesn't want it to be toasty warm. They give off a whole lot of body heat themselves. So the curtains come down and help the barn stay at the perfect temperature, around 40 degrees, through most of the winter. They don't have to deal with blizzards or snow or ice storms that we often get here in Iowa. Here at New Day Dairy, every day is a day on the beach for the cows. Their beds are filled with riverbed sand. It's comfy for them, just like when you snuggle in on your beach towel at the beach. But the other great reason that we use sand is that sand is essentially tiny little rocks, which means it's inorganic and doesn't grow any bacteria, ensuring that our cows stay clean and healthy.
Also at New Day Dairy, you can book a stay with them and stay at their bed and breakfast. Doesn't that sound like fun? Sleeping with the cows? Not literally though. They have nice, warm, and comfortable beds for you to stay in. Come on over and enjoy a time with them. With this video just about done, we'd like to say thank you to Dan and Lynn Bolin. So to close out, let's listen to Dan play some guitar and sing to his cows.
When I find you there, I let me know. Speak back on.